And we are back with Keisha in the building. Oh my God. First segment was wonderful, you guys. I don't care what nobody said. I think that was the best segment that we actually did. So
don't be saying it.
I'm sorry. I don't care. I feel that's look. If you don't like it, don't listen. That's not my problem.
It's always time to we can always redeem ourselves.
So we are still going to be touching on this topic of exposing our kids to too much too soon. Keisha, what you got to say? Because I know you got something to say.
Why you couldn't just ask me a question? Okay. Let me stop. So, I know people talk about, you should date a person for a while and then after time passes, let them meet your children. But I don't know how I feel about that. Because it's like, who's to say, okay, he's about to propose to you, so now you're ready for him to meet your children? So if him and your children don't mix, you're going to just turn down that proposal. Like, how many people you really know?
And you know what? When me and you had that conversation over the phone, I you know what? I thought the same exact way that you should not, bring your kids around around somebody that you just met. But the thing is, bringing your kids around that person, and I mean, hey, if you guys don't agree with it, do whatever works for you. But what I'm going to say is this. Your kids will always tell you if that person is right or wrong because kids pick up on different energies and different spirits. I cannot tell you how many times that my kids have said, hey, Dad, look, no, I don't even like her, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, they will literally, like, my 7-year-old will literally sit here and tell you, no, no, I don't like her. And the thing is, my 5-year-old, my son, is friendly as hell. He loves women. I can't say nothing. He got it from his daddy. But if my son does not take to you,
something's wrong.
Something is wrong. Absolutely wrong.
And if you're one of those people where your children are like, that's what's most important to you, then I feel like you have to make sure that your children are on board with this person too, because if the chemistry is not there, then what's gonna happen moving forward, and so I'm not saying you have to introduce like, hey, this is my girlfriend, this is who I want to be with, but I mean, you can just let them, just
gradually, slide that person into you.
And I mean, you don't have to introduce them as anyone spectacular at the time.
Yeah,
like that's like with my daughter's dad. Bring him up again. Like, we had an issue with someone in his past, my daughter was calling her mama, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm not like, that doesn't bother me because she actually calls me by my first name. So I'm like, but what happens if y'all break up?
Right.
So that happened, and he had to sit her down and explain it to her and all this other stuff. So it's like, this time before, he was like his friend. They just look. Then she came on, oh yeah, Daddy's girlfriend. So I'm like, oh okay, they then kicked it up a notch, So it's like, you can introduce this person as a friend. Okay, we already said y'all don't like the uncle thing, which I think that's crazy anyways, because then that's gonna confuse the children. That's gonna confuse them.
That's why I was like, first of all, we ain't calling this man Uncle Timmy, Uncle Randall, none of that bullshit, because that ain't your goddamn uncle.
But I mean, I feel like you shouldn't wait till way down the line when your feelings are like really invested.
All the way in
because
deep.
Now you're going to be blinded by your feelings, that you're not going to really be paying attention to your kids and how they feel about the situation.
Right.
Because that one decision affects the whole family.
Right.
But, I mean, I will say this. I feel like it's not necessary. Like, how some people are like, well, I feel pressure to get married. I feel pressure to do this, and this. It's society. It's social media. It's not even that for me. It's my children.
Yeah.
My children pressure me. Like, my daughter be like, both of my kids be like, Mommy, we want a little brother. We want a little brother when, or like, oh, rings. That was a big thing. Rings. My daughter was like, hey, talking to my mom, hey, Yvette, well, I see you have a ring.
Mommy, why you ain't got one?
I see such and such have a ring. Mama, where's your ring? She sat down and realized everyone was a couple in the room except for me. Like, I was by myself. Yeah. She's like, okay, so Yvette, she's like, Yvette, you have, Lee. She's like, yeah, okay. Tim has Kristen. She's like, okay, yeah. What about Keisha? who does Keisha have? You know, and so it's like,
and the thing is, your kids observe
They
those
sit
type
back
of
and-
things. That's one of those things where when we were younger, is do as I say, not as I do type thing with our parents. No, because the shit that your kids see, they
Yes.
soak that crap up like
and
a sponge.
They do. And the killing part is, like, I've had 3 serious relationships. Like, and I guess time span wise, it's like, how does she have 3 serious relationships? But yes, 3 serious ones. And my children ate that up. Like, that's one thing I wanted, because I feel like I didn't have that growing up. Like, I didn't even see my mom and them kiss. So, like, when my mom renewed her vows with, you know, her husband now, let me say it like that, and we seen them kiss, we were all grown.
Right.
We was like, oh, nuh-uh, because we've never seen that. So, like, affection, like, PDA is so awkward to us. Like, people do not understand it. Like, when we get in a relationship and they like, well, why won't you hug me or hold my hand in front of your family? We just don't do it. As a family, we don't do it. Like, I don't even know the last time I told my mom I love her. Like, literally.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, me having children, I was so scared. Like, do I know how to love my children correctly?
Right.
And so it's like, I want to make sure they see me, you know, with that. I want them to see me having the right man love me. I
Right.
want them to see that so that
Right.
they know what it looks like, so that they know what to expect from a man.
Right. See, and I think it's different for me because as far as PDA goes, I don't give a shit where we are. If I want them lips, I'm getting them lips. It's just, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to learn to like it. Like I mean, like, to know that someone wants to like y'all, this is mine. Like, this is my other half. Like, it's just, it's hard. You know, I guess it's almost like accepting compliments.
Yeah.
It's hard for me.
You don't accept them at all.
I know. I'm trying. It's something I'm working on, because it's like, it's not a bad thing. Like, I've watched my kids watch, you know, one of my exes flirt with me, and it's like their eyes light up, like they think it's the cutest thing in the world, and it's funny
because they see mom. Because this is the thing, they see that mom is happy.
Yeah.
They see that mom is genuinely happy. It's not a forced happiness.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that my 7-year-old tells me all the time. Like, Dad, I want you and Mom to get back together, but if y'all don't, I just want you to be happy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it crushed me.
Yeah.
Because for her to be that young to understand that, hey, my mom and my dad might never get back together.
Yeah.
But I want to see that my dad is happy. I don't want him sitting around here moping. I don't want to see him around here hurt or sad. I just want my dad to be genuinely happy, regardless of who he's with, as long as she treats him right.
You'd be surprised about these children. Like, man, look, my oldest daughter is a trip. She be plotting. Like, when her dad came down, I was like, well, look, it was an 8-hour drive. You can go take my bed, you know, sleep. I took a nap on the couch. So we go ahead, we wake up, we go do whatever. Then we come back. So she's like, okay, so, Dad, you gonna sleep in the bed with Keisha, huh? He was like, baby, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Well, why not, Daddy? I want you to sleep. Dad, I mean, gave him the puppy dog eyes and everything, and because wrapped around.
He's all the way out
So she was like, but Daddy, I want you to sleep in the bed with Keisha. He's like, no, baby, I don't think Keisha want that. You know, so he slept on the couch, and when she woke up and realized he did not go to my room and was in my bed, she was upset. Like, my child is not crazy, but and that's what I'm like. It's not even outside forces. Like, you know, like, at one point my mom was trying to say, like, Keisha, I think this person is right for you. They're crazy about the kids. I mean, that's what you need. That's that stability. I'm like, okay, but I'm not happy. And, you know, and then it's like, so, you know, my mom kind of gave up on that. So now it's not even my mom. It's my daughter. It's my kids. They are pressuring me. And it's like, I want that for them. You know, and I that might sound crazy, but I want them to see me with it together, with everything together.
Right,
I want them to see that.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Okay, so, look. So, what we're going to do is we're going to break up this monotony of this topic right now. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed those 2 topics, because Keisha decided she wanted to text me something earlier today. And I told her we would touch on that on today's show.
So, you have to pull up that message.
Yes. So, Keisha, pull up that message, and I want you to tell me exactly what you wrote me, and I'm going to answer it with the best of my ability.
You didn't cheat and go.
I promise you on all three of my kids, my daddy grave, that I did not cheat. This is solely coming from me. It's coming from my mind, my heart.
Lightning better not strike you down.
Girl, I promise you it won't.
Okay, so my question was, what is your definition of love? What does love mean and or look like to you?
Okay. So, with that being said, this is my definition of love, guys. A person that you cannot see yourself being without. Always praying for that person more than you pray for yourself. Loving that person unconditionally. Knowing that they are flawed. Knowing that they've made mistakes. Knowing that they have a past, but regardless, you still love them regardless of all of that. Knowing that whatever they do, you guys can sit down, you can be mad at each other, and you can sit here and you can talk it out, and you guys come up with some type of agreement, or you come up with that forgiveness in your heart to forgive whatever they've done. Knowing that this person trusts you with their entire being. Loving them with your full heart, your mind, your body, and your soul. Putting this person first. Only taking a backseat to God. That's it. Nothing comes before this person. That's my definition. That's my definition. And the thing is, I've been asked that question so many different times, and I've come up with so many different answers. But the thing is, when you've been by yourself for going on almost 2 years now, you tend to actually start reevaluating what true love really is. Mm-hmm. You start looking at the type of women that you attract. You start looking at the things that you do to attract these certain type of women. And once you realize that, well, maybe it's not all my ex's fault. Mm-hmm. I have some blame to place in there as well, because I didn't do everything correctly. I didn't. And the thing is, when you're in a relationship or a marriage, and the same thing goes with parenthood, there is no guide, there is no handbook, there is no manual for what you are supposed to do. But the thing is, when it comes down to a man loving a woman, she is his equal, she is his rib, she is his helpmate, she is his spouse, that is your soulmate. That is the person that you are going to go to before anyone else in your life, because that is the person that you've committed your life to. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to mom. I'm not going to sisters. I'm not going to best friend. I'm coming to my spouse. I'm coming to the person that I committed myself to. I'm coming to the person that I vowed to love, honor, cherish, for rich, for poor, sickness, and health. That's who I'm coming to.
Ooh, we preach.
I'm not coming to anyone else before I go to anyone else, because that is a show of respect. That is a show of I am trusting you with this information, regardless of if I love what the answer that you give me, or I dislike that shit with a passion. Mm-hmm. I respect it because that is your opinion. Those are your feelings, and that's what I signed up for. Mm-hmm. The next one